Have you ever felt deep within that strange sense that you were meant for something greater? Perhaps you sensed from childhood a subtle but persistent difference. While other children lived carefree lives, an inexplicable weight sometimes weighed on your heart, an emptiness hard to name, as if your soul were desperate to remember a forgotten truth. It was not ordinary anguish, but the echo of an ancient call, resonating through the ages, whispering to you that you were different. The sign of the true chosen one does not appear abruptly or obviously. It creeps in quietly, often in the first years of life, in the form of questions that arise for no apparent reason. Why am I here? What am I supposed to accomplish? These questions sometimes arise late at night, when everything seems quiet around you, but inside, something keeps knocking at the door of your mind. Chosen ones sense this difference early on, but they don't immediately know how to explain it. Perhaps you've been in a room full of people, surrounded by laughter and conversation, but you still felt alone. Not because you were physically isolated, but because your thoughts were elsewhere. Your gaze wandered off into the distance, captivated by deep reflections on the universe, destiny, or the hidden meaning behind every life experience. This feeling of being out of place is often perceived as a weakness or an oddity by those around you. You probably remember times when someone told you, "Why do you think so much? Relax, enjoy the moment." Yet despite this well-meaning advice, it was impossible for you to ignore this inner force that pushed you to look further. The initial awakening never comes with clear answers. It manifests itself in the form of clues, small signs scattered throughout your life. Perhaps it was that recurring dream of a blinding light, or that inner voice that seemed to warn you of danger before it even arrived. These experiences, while disconcerting, are the first signs of the path that awaits you. Let's take a concrete example. Imagine a night when as a child you woke up with a start, without knowing why. A strange sense of presence filled the room. Was it a dream, a hallucination, or perhaps it was simply the universe, trying to remind you that you were not alone? These moments often mark the first contacts with the divine, fleeting glimpses that leave an indelible imprint on your mind. The journey of a chosen one is not linear. It is fraught with periods of doubt, loss, and sometimes even forgetfulness. It is common to go through phases where we desperately try to conform to the expectations of others, to repress this difference in order to fit in. But sooner or later, the call comes back, often with even greater intensity. This return of the call can occur during significant events, a loss, a disappointment, or a failure that causes you to reconsider the direction your life is taking. At these times, many realize that the challenges are not there to break them, but to redirect them to their true essence. The signs of awakening are not always spectacular. Sometimes they are small coincidences, unexpected encounters, unexpected conversations that seem to answer a question you never uttered out loud. You may notice recurring symbols like numbers or words that appear again and again. These subtle details are the invisible threads that weave the fabric of your destiny. Fascinatingly, this process is described in many spiritual traditions around the world in similar ways. Whether in ancient texts or in the stories of the wise, awakening almost always begins with an awareness of the emptiness within. It is this emptiness that drives the soul to seek the light. You might think that this feeling of being different is a burden, but in reality, it is a blessing in disguise. For it is precisely this feeling of being out of place that drives you to explore paths that few dare to tread. It is this feeling that opens the door to hidden truths, revelations that only those who listen attentively can perceive. At this point in your journey, it is crucial to understand that the call is not a one-off event. It is an ongoing process, unfolding in stages. The very fact that you feel this call is proof that you have already begun to answer. And even if you do not yet know what your mission is, know that each step, each question, brings you closer to this revelation. So what to do with this dawning knowledge? How can you move forward without fully understanding what awaits you at the end of the road? The answer lies in acceptance. Let this inner force guide you, even if it seems to lead you into the unknown. Every experience, every encounter, is part of a much larger puzzle, and every piece found sheds more light on your role in this grand design. You are about to discover that this awakening, while intense, is only the beginning. Behind this half-open door lies an even deeper truth, that you existed before you were even born, in spiritual planes far beyond what can be perceived with physical eyes. Your soul's story does not begin here, and in the next step we will delve into the mysteries of your journey before you even took your first breath. Have you ever felt as if your life was just following an invisible thread, that everything was predestined before you even took your first breath. If this thought crosses your mind, it is no accident. There are profound truths that few dare to explore. Truths that reveal that our existence did not begin at the moment of our birth, but long before, in a timeless space where our souls were forged. Imagine for a moment that every decision, every trial, every smile, and every tear are echoes of a divine plan written before you even knew this world. You are not here by accident. Your life is a chapter in a book that was written in invisible realms long before your first words crossed your lips. What you sometimes feel, this inexplicable emptiness, this desire to understand your place in the universe, these are the reminiscences of a past that you do not fully remember, but which nevertheless exists in the depths of your being. What if I told you that the circumstances of your birth were not accidental? No matter where you came into this world, no matter your family situation, or the obstacles that were thrown at you from a young age, it is all part of a much larger design, orchestrated with infinite precision. Before you even incarnated, your soul was chosen, prepared, refined in dimensions beyond human comprehension. You are not just another person among billions. You are an answer to a question that the universe has asked itself. Take a moment to reflect. How many times have you felt like an outsider in your own life? How many times have you looked around, realizing that your concerns and thoughts are quite different from those of others? This feeling of being different is not a mistake. It is a reminder, a sign that your soul is remembering a truth that your mind has not yet fully grasped. What if I told you that some souls are chosen to come here with specific missions? Souls who, from the moment they are conceived, are surrounded by a spiritual light that sets them apart from others. You are one of them. But why you? Why do you feel this constant pressure, this insatiable need to understand, to seek something more? Because you have been marked from the beginning. Your existence has a unique spiritual imprint, like an invisible code engraved on your soul, indicating that your journey began long before you can remember. Imagine this. Before your heart began to beat, a higher force separated you from the rest, touched you and gave you a mission that only you can accomplish. Since then, the trials have not stopped, not to break you, but to prepare you. Every tear, every disappointment, every struggle has been an initiation. Some souls go through life without ever questioning themselves, but not you. You feel the call, and that call grows stronger every day. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to navigate life with ease, while others struggle from the first moment? It is not a matter of luck, it's about preparation. Chosen souls are often placed in difficult circumstances, not out of cruelty, but to sharpen their spirits, to mold them into spiritual leaders who can guide others. What if you were one of those souls? The universe is preparing you for something beyond your imagination. Stop for a moment. Can you feel that energy flowing through you as you read these words? It's not a coincidence. It's your soul recognizing the truth. And now I ask you this. How much longer will you ignore these signs? If you've made it this far in this reading, it's because something within you can't look away. So why not take it a step further? Leave a comment below and share your experience. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the rest of this journey. What I'm about to reveal to you is essential. The idea that your life has been predetermined may seem scary to some. And that's where the key lies. The fear you feel about not being in control of your destiny is natural. But let me tell you this, you have the power to accept or reject this mission. The question is, what is your answer? Before you were born, your soul went through trials you have no memory of. It was shaped in the spiritual crucible of the universe, tested and chosen. Every choice you make today is influenced by this invisible past. What if I told you that some of the fears you feel today are not your own? It is possible that you are carrying spiritual burdens from past lives, soul debts that you have come to resolve in this existence. This could explain why certain patterns seem to repeat themselves over and over again in your life. You see these trials as curses, when in reality, they are blessings in disguise. Every struggle is a key, but the question is, will you unlock the door or let the key rust into oblivion? The truth is, you have come too far to turn back. The call is there, loud and clear. You can no longer ignore it. Have you ever felt like life is relentless? That despite your best efforts, trials keep coming, sometimes relentlessly, as if something or someone is constantly testing you? If this thought haunts you, it is time to open your eyes to an uncomfortable but essential truth. Pain is not there to break you, it is there to shape you. Ordinary souls follow simple, smooth paths, but you are not ordinary. If you feel this overwhelming weight, it is not by accident. It is because you have been chosen to carry a mission that few souls can bear. Every hurt, every loss, every betrayal is a divine tool used to sculpt the powerful being you are destined to become. What if I told you that pain is the language through which the universe speaks to its chosen souls? It is not punishment, but a call to awakening. The universe intentionally places obstacles in your path, not to block your path, but to teach you to look further, to see what others cannot even imagine. Remember, how many times have you come close to failure, only to emerge stronger, more determined, with a clearer vision of what you must accomplish? Those moments of rupture when everything seems to fall apart are in reality rebirths in disguise. Every fall is an invitation to rise again as a new version of yourself. Are you feeling tired, lost, ready to give up? That is exactly where the tipping point lies. The chosen are always tested to the limit. Why? Because only a soul who has hit rock bottom can truly rise. Only those who have tasted the bitterness of darkness can truly understand and embrace the light. Make no mistake, if you are still reading these words, it is because something within you refuses to be extinguished. You feel the call even if you do not yet know where it leads. And that flame, as flickering as it may be today, is proof that you are on the right path. But beware, ignoring that call, refusing to recognize the pain for what it truly is, could trap you in an endless cycle. The same lessons will return over and over again until you are willing to face them and emerge victorious. Ask yourself this question: how many more times will you have to suffer before you realize that the key has always been in your hands? If this thought troubles you, it is a good sign. It means that your soul is ready to receive this truth. Let's stop for a moment. Take a deep breath. Do you feel that pressure in your chest? This is your soul responding to these words, recognizing the truth behind each sentence. You are not crazy. In fact, I want to know how you feel right now. Leave a comment below and share what these words awaken in you. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because this journey is only just beginning. Why is pain essential to your journey? Because it destroys the illusion of comfort. It breaks the chains of ego and exposes your raw essence. Without pain, there is no transformation. Souls who know only ease stagnate, while those who embrace their scars become guides, beacons that can light the darkness of others. Think about it. History's most inspiring figures have all faced personal hell. Jesus, Buddha, Gandhi, each of them faced storms that would have broken anyone. But what sets them apart is that they chose to walk through the pain rather than turn away from it. What about you? What will you choose when the time comes to face your own storm? The temptation to run is always there. It's human. But every time you run, the universe inevitably brings you back to square one. The only way out is to bravely walk through the pain. Look it in the eye and say, "I am ready." You are not alone. Thousands of souls feel the same way, but few dare to speak out. You are about to discover that suffering is not an enemy. It is the forge where the most brilliant souls are born. But beware, sir, ignoring this call for too long can cost you dearly. There are souls who spend their entire lives avoiding this confrontation, only to find themselves filled with regret at the end. Don't let this be your story. You have wasted enough time doubting yourself. Now is the time to accept what you already know deep down. And now what? Continue this journey. Don't look away. The next step is crucial. We will explore the most delicate phase of the path, spiritual adolescence, that pivotal moment when chosen souls begin to understand the depth of their mission, but when they are also at their most vulnerable. You don't want to miss this. So, if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications. The road ahead of you is long, but each step is a revelation that brings you closer to your true essence. There comes a time in every chosen one's life when everything changes. It's a delicate passage, almost invisible to those who are not part of this path, but for you it marks a turning point where the innocence of childhood slowly fades away to make way for an inner storm. This storm is called spiritual adolescence, and if you're honest with yourself, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Did you feel during your teenage years a deep sense of not belonging to this world? A sense that despite the smiles and appearances, something inside you was different, almost out of step with everything around you? It wasn't just shyness or passing malaise. It was the echo of your soul that slowly began to awaken. Why is adolescence such a crucial time for the chosen ones? Because it is during these years that the universe begins to truly test you. Not on the surface, but in the depths of your being. It is a time of confusion where the inner light fights against the shadow of doubt. You feel that you are called to something greater, but you cannot yet put it into words, and that is when the real battle begins. Every negative thought, every emotional hurt, every rejection seems to weigh 10 times more than for others. Why? Because the chosen ones are hypersensitive. Their souls pick up on everything, feel everything, and every little betrayal or loss is engraved deeply in their hearts. But why you? Why should you carry this weight when others go through this phase with recklessness? Because you are destined to walk a path that few can take. Adolescence is the gateway to this destiny, and if you refuse this passage, the answer is simple. The suffering will continue. The more you run away from this truth, the more oppressive life will become. Ignoring the call of your soul in adolescence is sowing seeds of frustration that will bloom as regrets in adulthood. Let's take a moment to reflect. Remember those times when you felt misunderstood, even by those closest to you. That feeling of being a spectator in your own life, observing from the outside without ever really participating fully. It was a sign. The universe was trying to wake you up, to shake you up, to recognize your true nature. But here's the thing. Most chosen people spend their teenage years struggling with themselves. They desperately try to blend in, to hide the difference that is their greatest gift. What about you? How many times have you tried to suppress that inner voice? How many times have you stifled your true desires to satisfy the expectations of others? Doesn't that sound familiar? It's normal. All chosen people go through it. But the difference between those who awaken and those who remain trapped is a simple decision. Embrace that difference or run from it. In fact, as you read this, I want you to do something. Leave a comment below and share your experience. You're not alone in this journey, and your story could be the light someone else desperately needs. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Every action you take is a confirmation of your commitment to yourself. Back to that inner struggle. Adolescence is a time when darkness subtly creeps into your mind. Doubts intensify. You wonder if you are good enough, if you really have a purpose. Sometimes the urge to give up is overwhelming, but listen to this. This is precisely when the universe is watching most closely. It is testing your strength, your resilience. Every apparent failure, every moment of solitude is not an end, but a necessary passage to forge yourself. How many times have you wondered why some people seem to succeed effortlessly, while you have to fight for every small victory? The answer is simple. You are in training. Ordinary souls follow easy paths, but the chosen ones must climb mountains. Why? Because greatness is never acquired without effort. Look around you. How many people live ordinary lives, never questioning their true nature? Many miss their calling, blinded by routine. But not you. You have felt this calling, and it will never go away. No matter how many times you try to ignore it, it will return again and again until you answer it. Do you feel lost right now? That is normal. But do not let this confusion become permanent. Doubt is temporary, but the calling is eternal. So what should you do now? Stay with me. Do not leave this path. In the next part, we'll explore what happens when adolescence comes to an end, when you enter the next phase of spiritual awakening. This is where the real challenges begin. There comes a time in every chosen one's life when adolescence gives way to an even more troubling phase, adulthood. This is when everything becomes more real, more weighty. If adolescence was an inner storm, adulthood is a battlefield where every decision seems to carry the weight of the future. You sense that something needs to change, but you don't know what yet. Have you noticed that strange feeling, as if every aspect of your life is being tested invisibly? You may be starting to feel a void in your relationships, in your work, even in your moments of joy. This void is a sign that the universe is nudging you towards something greater. But why now? Because adulthood is the time when you are supposed to fully fulfill the calling you've carried since childhood. If you haven't done so yet, it's not because you don't want to, but because the universe is waiting for you to be ready. And here's the truth that few dare to face. The call grows louder and louder over time. Ignoring the whisper is no longer an option. Every step you take in the wrong direction feels heavier and heavier. You begin to feel a constant pressure, as if something inside you is screaming to change course. Why is it so overwhelming? Because you're no longer in the passive learning stage. You're now at a crossroads where every decision can either bring you closer to your goal or take you further away from it. The universe is watching and waiting for your response. Have you ever had that strange feeling of reliving the same failures over and over again? It's one of the most powerful techniques the universe uses to capture your attention. The chosen ones who refuse to answer their call are doomed to repeat the same cycles until they learn their lesson. What about you? How many more times do you have to fall into the same traps before you realize you are called to something different? Listen carefully. The anxiety you feel is not a weakness, it is an inner compass. Every time you feel that weight in your heart, it is a signal that you are straying from your true path. And if you feel that right now, it is a good thing. It means you are ready, but be careful. If you ignore this feeling for too long, it will turn into a deep sense of emptiness that can haunt you for years. Is this really what you want? Think about those dreams you have been letting go. Think about that little voice that whispers to you that you are meant for more. It will never go away. It will always come back until you finally answer. Let's pause. Comment below and tell me if you've ever felt that void in your life. You are not alone. Every chosen one goes through this phase, and sharing it can be the first step to dealing with it. Subscribe too, because the rest of this journey will reveal truths you can't afford to ignore. Let's continue. Adulthood is marked by increasing responsibilities, but what no one tells you is that these responsibilities are often distractions. Yes, you heard that right. Your job, your social engagements, and even some of your relationships can be tests placed in your path to see if you are ready to listen to your true calling. Have you ever felt that way? That feeling that even when everything seems to be going well, something is missing? That void is key. It is there to remind you that you are meant for more than just an ordinary life. But make no mistake, this is not a burden, it is an opportunity. Every morning you wake up feeling empty is another chance to realign your life with your true mission. But what do? You have to start by asking yourself the right questions. Am I truly aligned with what my heart desires? Am I pursuing goals that resonate with my soul, or am I living according to the expectations of others? If everything stopped tomorrow, would I feel like I had followed my true path? If these questions are troubling you, that's a good thing. It means your mind is beginning to open to the truth. Don't underestimate the importance of this moment. This is precisely where many give up. They return to their comfort zone, prefer to ignore that inner calling, and convince themselves that everything is fine. But you are not. You are reading these words because you are different. You know that something greater awaits you. And if you felt this way even once in your life, there's no turning back. So what happens if you accept this calling? Your life will change dramatically. The right people will come into your life. Unexpected opportunities will appear. You'll start to see signs where others see only chance. But be careful. This doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Answering the call of the soul is one of the most difficult challenges a human being can face. Why? Because the universe will remove anything that isn't aligned with your true mission. Some relationships will end. Some paths will fall apart. Does this scare you? That's normal. But remember this, everything the universe removes from your life is replaced with something 1,000 times better. The question is, are you willing to trust this process? When you begin to sense that a turning point is happening in your life, the truth is that you are about to enter uncharted territory, a territory filled with challenges. You may think you are in control, but in reality, you are about to face a mental and emotional battle that could redefine everything you thought you knew about yourself and the world around you. The human mind, so complex and immeasurable, can be both your greatest ally and your worst enemy. And right now you are at a crossroads. A path that, if ignored, could keep you trapped in a cycle of mediocrity, while the opportunity to evolve slips away, quietly, before your eyes. The first question that arises is this: are you ready to face the pain of transformation? Because that is exactly what is going to happen. Transformation is not a gentle process. It is not a straight line where you immediately see the fruits of your efforts. On the contrary, you will be faced with trials that will challenge everything you thought you knew about your own potential. Obstacles will come, inevitably, to test your resilience. They will arise, sometimes subtly, sometimes violently, forcing you to adapt or fall. Imagine for a moment, what you consider to be failures in your life are in reality clear signs of what you must face in order to move forward. Every pain, every failure, every moment of doubt in your past is a step that leads you to the great revelation of your mission. Yet the question that remains is this: will you be courageous enough to keep moving forward, even when everything seems bleak? The call of destiny is loud, but it is not easy to hear amidst the constant noise of daily life. The universe, God, or whatever you choose to call this higher force, has chosen you. You are a chosen one, but being chosen does not mean the path will be without obstacles. Quite the contrary. It is fraught with pitfalls, doubt, fear, uncertainty. These powerful and invisible forces will try to divert you from your true purpose. You will have times when you feel weak, when you want to give up, but that is precisely where your test lies. Will you persevere or surrender to the first obstacle that stands before you? Remember this: those who give up early never see the light at the end of the tunnel. Those who persist, who face their fears, who walk through the darkness, see a world beyond their expectations. What you are experiencing today, your internal struggles, are proof that you are on the right path. You are not alone in this battle, but if you stop, you will never know how close you are to your destiny. Complete your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment to tell us where you are in your journey. The universe is not waiting, and either are you. Every choice you make, every small step you take in this transformation brings you closer to the grand design. Yes, pain is part of the process, but it is not to be run away from. It is necessary. It is there to prepare you for the next step. The universe never adjusts its trials to your wishes, but to your needs. And every need you have, every lesson you must learn, prepares you to play your part in this grand cosmic scheme. Think of yourself as a rough diamond, still in the rock. It may seem hard, it may seem uncomfortable, but it is all part of the shaping process. Once you are polished, once you are forged, the light that emanates from you will shine brighter than everything around you. Do not let the fear of transformation hold you back. It is no accident that you are here at this very moment reading these words. You are destined for something much greater than you can imagine. But beware, transformation is not always pleasant. It is a journey that will require you to let go. To let go of old habits, old beliefs, relationships that no longer serve you. You will be pushed to free yourself from what holds you back. Even if at first it seems like a sacrifice, it is a test of faith, a test of trust. Perhaps you have felt that inner tension, that feeling that something must change, but you are afraid of the cost. Change may seem scary, but it is necessary to evolve. There is a price to pay for growth. And what price are you willing to pay? Don't let your fears or doubts keep you from seeing the truth. You have been chosen to fulfill a mission, and throughout this journey, you will be guided, protected, and strengthened. You will experience moments of self-doubt, of wondering if you are capable. That's okay, but it is in these moments of doubt that you will need to draw your greatest strength. You cannot stop now. The obstacles in your path are not punishments, but opportunities to grow. Every challenge refines you, and when you look back, you will see that it all meant something. Every battle won brings you closer to your destiny. So stay strong, stay true to your mission. The world awaits you. You are the chosen one. Never forget that. At this point, fear begins to creep in, invading your thoughts and sowing seeds of doubt in your mind. You wonder if you are capable of seeing this through, if all your efforts are a waste. This fear is normal, but it should not paralyze you. On the contrary, it should be a signal you are on the right track. Successful people are not exempt from fear. They have simply learned to face it. Every moment of doubt is an opportunity to strengthen your determination. It is in difficult times that you reveal your true strength. Fear is there to test you, to see if you are ready to surpass yourself and get out of your comfort zone. Every time you overcome it, you become stronger and closer to your goal. However, you must not let yourself be trapped by inaction. Procrastination, fueled by the fear of failure, is one of the greatest enemies of progress. Do not remain frozen in doubt. Taking action, even if it seems difficult, will always bring you closer to your goal. The real obstacle is not taking action when you have the opportunity. The important thing is to never give in to the temptation to give up. When you are on the verge of giving up, remember that this is precisely the moment when success is closest. Keep going, even if the road seems uncertain, because every step you take is a step closer to your success. Don't let fear decide for you. We have come to the end of this fascinating journey, a path that has revealed profound truths about your existence, your challenges, and your destiny. If you are here, at this precise moment, it is because you have made the conscious decision to explore what it means to be a chosen one, to understand the path that has been laid out for you, even before you were born. It is no coincidence that you have felt this call throughout your life, an invisible presence that has guided you and pushed you to seek more, to go further. I want to sincerely thank you for taking the time to follow this journey until the end. Your attentiveness, curiosity, and open-mindedness are signs that you are ready to embrace your mission. Not everyone is fortunate enough to receive this revelation. Many remain asleep, unaware of the spiritual force that resides within them. But you have chosen to awaken, to understand the signs, and to answer the call. Every step of this journey, every difficulty encountered, has prepared you for this moment. You have had to go through trials, but it is these trials that have shaped you and brought you closer to your purpose. All of this is part of the divine plan, a plan that cannot be ignored. You may have had doubts. Perhaps you have wondered if this path is the right one, but know that every experience, every obstacle has a reason for being. You are about to experience something greater, something transcendent, beyond anything you can imagine. The mission that awaits you does not always reveal itself gently, but through struggle and perseverance. It is in the struggle that the true nature of your spirit is revealed. You have been prepared, and each day brings you one step closer to fulfilling what you are destined to become. I encourage you not to give up now. Even if the road seems uncertain at times, remember that every step counts. Every moment of doubt is an opportunity to grow. You have the power to overcome challenges and to live the life you have always known was yours. Do not let the distractions of everyday life distract you from your mission. The world needs your light, your wisdom, and your power. Your mission will not always be easy, but it will always be meaningful. Before I close, I want to thank you once again for being here, for your commitment to discovering the truth about your existence. If this message has touched you, if you feel in your heart that you are ready to take on your role, it is time to act. Do not put off until tomorrow what you can start today. You are more powerful than you know, and it is no accident that you are here now. Remember, every moment counts. You are the chosen one, and the world is waiting to see the light you will bring. So move forward with confidence, for you are on the right path. I invite you to share your thoughts, feelings, and experiences in the comments below. I would love to hear what this message has awakened in you. And if you are not yet a subscriber, please do so now, for this journey has only just begun. As always, thank you for being here, and remember, you are the chosen one, and your mission is of the utmost importance. May your light shine brighter each day. Thank you again, and see you soon.